Hello students, now today we are going to discuss the bond length. So let us try to understand what is the bond length, student. In molecular geometry, where we calculate in the molecular geometry, the bond length or bond distance is defined as the average distance between nuclei of two bonded atoms in a molecule. So they are suppose we are having that is H2O. Suppose we are having the H2O. So they are saying that is here is hydrogen is there and here is hydrogen, right? And the lone pair electron. So they are saying whatever the average distance are there in between these two. So that is average distance between nuclei of two atom is known as bond length. So again you read out, student, bond length or bond distance is defined as average distance between nuclei of two bonded atoms in a molecule. It is transferable property of a bond between atoms of fixed type, relatively independent of the rest of the molecule. Okay, try to another slide, student, for the better understanding. How do you find the bond length? Okay, this is the length of the bond determined by the number of bonded electron. The bond order, the higher the bond order is, stronger the pull between the two atoms and the shorter the bond length. Generally length of the bond between two atoms is approximately the sum of the covalent radii of two atoms. So what they are saying, students, that is how can you measure the bond length? Suppose we are having H, it is also H, so single by sharing by one electron, so that is H single bond H. If you talk about the oxygen, student, so oxygen is how it is sharing, two electron is sharing. Okay, so it will be like that. Okay, oxygen will be sharing like that. So O double bond O. Okay, this is that. And if nitrogen, if you talk about, students, so nitrogen is sharing three electron. So what they are saying is, student, they are saying that is the greater the number of bonded electron, greater will be the pulling power and stronger will be the bond. And if the bond is stronger, so length will be small. So left to right, that is length is like single bond, then double bond, then triple bond. So that is what is, that is order of bond length. This is the order of bond length. This is the order of bond length. So which is having the high bond length? That is HH is single bond, then double bond, then triple bond. Now R triple bond are shortest. This is the answer is S. So see, read out, the triple bond are the strongest and hence the shortest. Triple bond is strongest, hence the shortest. Then comes double bond, which are the intermediate strength between the triple and single bond. And finally the single bond are the weakest than the other two. This way triple bond is the shortest. So that is if you are coming about this bond length. So when you talk about the triple bond, this is shortest, then double bond, then the single bond. So that is, it is the order of bond length. Okay, order of bond length. So single bond is the largest side, then double, and then triple. Next one, R double bond is stronger. R double bond is stronger. So let us see. Double bond are stronger than single bond. That is no problem. And they are characterized by sharing of 4 or 6 electron between atoms respectively. Double bond is restricted rotation while the single bond is rotation freely. So double bond is stronger. So they are saying double bond is stronger than single bond. So that is, this is the strength of bond. Okay, strength of bond. So double bond is stronger than the single bond. Next one, what is meant by bond angle? What is meant by, student, they are asking what is meaning of the bond angle. A bond angle is geometric angle between two adjacent bonds. Okay, geometric angle between two adjacent bonds. Suppose we are again taking HOH. This is there. So this is a 104 degree on a 5 minutes. So this is the bond angle. So what they are saying, bond angle is geometric angle between two adjacent bonded adjacent bond. Some common shape of the simple molecule include linear. In a linear model, atoms are connected in a straight line. The bond angles are said to be 180. Okay, like BeCl2, if you see, student, so BeCl2 is what? This is the 180 degree. This is the 180 degree. A water molecule has two pairs of bonded electron and two unshared lone pair electron. A water molecule has two pairs of bonded electron, and two unshared lone pair electron. Okay, so water molecule, there is two pair, this is one bond and this is another bond, right? And that is what is other things are there. This is the lone pair. Okay, two lone pair. So this is next one. What is how the bond angle determined? If you see, the bond length is determined by parameters such as atomic radius, but the angle is determined by lone pair electrons repelling the bonding pairs until the ligand just touch it easy, given the bond angles in the length shown above. To use the little trigonometry to calculate how apart ligands themselves are. So bond angle is determined by the that is the repulsion also. They are saying lone pair lone pair repulsion is there high, then lone pair and bond pair repulsion is there, then lastly bond pair. So dear student, this will distort the geometry. How? See, suppose ammonia is there. If you talk about ammonia, so this is the pyramidal shape is there. Why pyramidal? Because of presence of lone pair electron. If you talk about here, so here is angle is something 105 degree. Okay, so what they are saying, because of the lone pair electron, due to repulsion, the bond angle is less. So it depends on bond pair, or that is bond pair, lone pair repulsion. Okay, next one. What is the effect bond angle? What is the effect bond angle? Let us read out, student. Lone pair repulsion. Bond angle is affected by the presence of lone pair of electrons at the central atom. A lone pair of electron at the central atom always try to repel the shared pair, bonded pair of electrons. Due to this, the bonded bonds are displaced slightly inside, resulting a decrease of bond angle. Okay, so that is again you can read out lone pair repulsion. So lone pair there will be in the repulsion. Bond angle are affected by presence of lone pair electron at the central atom. So central atom, if we are having the lone pair electron, student, it will be the repulsion and that bond angle will be less than 180 degree. A lone pair electron at the central atom always try to repel the shared pair electron, bonded electron. Due to this, the bond displays slightly inside, resulting the decrease in the bond angle. So it was supposed to be HOH, but so 180 degree, but this is not happening because of this lone pair electron. You will find that is there is decrease in the bond angle. Okay, student. Now next one. What is meant by bond enthalpy? What is meant by bond enthalpy? Bond enthalpy, which is also known as bond dissociation enthalpy, average bond energy. Bond strength describes the amount of energy stored in a bond between atoms in a molecule. Specifically, it is the energy that needs to be added for the homolytic symmetrical cleavage of the bond in the gas phase. Okay, so bond enthalpy, when you are talking about, which is also known as bond dissociation enthalpy. Okay, so average bond energy or bond strength describes the amount of energy stored in a bond between atoms of molecule. Okay, this is one thing, amount of energy stored in a bond between the atoms. Specifically, it is the energy that needs to be added for a homolytic symmetrical cleavage. Means how much energy required to break a bond, student. Okay, because every bond is having some amount of energy. Suppose HOH is there. Okay, or you can take some other example, student. It is not right way to represent. So suppose we are having the HCl is there. So it is having some energy. This bond is having some energy. So if you want to break it, you need to apply energy. You need to, what we student, apply energy. If you are applying the energy, then only the bond will break, which is known as the bond enthalpy. Now let us see, is bond enthalpy positive or negative? So by definition, bond enthalpy is energy put in required to break a bond. Hence the endothermic and always a positive number. The reaction enthalpy can be negative exothermic or positive endothermic because bonds are broken in reactants and the bond are formed in the product. So what they are saying, student, to break a bond, we need to apply the energy. So if you want to apply the energy, that is what is endothermic process, students. So that is endothermic process means positive sign. What is effect bond energy? So bond energy depend on the number of bond between atoms. Even though the pi bond are weaker than the sigma bond, a double bond which consists of a sigma and pi bond is stronger than the single bond because of there are two bonds. Okay, so what there is the effect, multiple bond are there, so multiple bond will have the higher energy bond enthalpy than the single bonded. Now next slide student, a shorter bonds is stronger, that is correct one, shorter bond is stronger. Why? There is a general trend between bond length, there is a general trend between bond length and bond strength. Usually a shorter bond bond the stronger bond, the longer bond is the weaker bond. Okay, so shorter bond means triple bond is there short. Okay, then oxygen is there, then hydrogen. So you will find that is the when the decreasing order of the bond strength, decreasing order of bond strength, order of bond strength, decreasing order of bond strength. So what I mean to say is students, that is the triple bond is more strength, more attraction, smallest bond. So that is what this is the shortest bond. Okay, and this is the longest bond. Now let us move to another side. What is mean by the bond dissociation enthalpy? The bond dissociation energy is energy required an endothermic process to break a bond and form two atomic molecule fragments, each with the one electron of the original shared pair. Organic chemistry means what they are saying is students, suppose HCl is there, so you need to apply heat or energy, so you will beat the H and Cl. Okay, so 2HCl, so you will get H2 plus Cl2. So that is what is, this is the bond dissociation enthalpy, bond dissociation enthalpy. This is the bond dissociation enthalpy, right? This is there. Next slide student, the increasing order of bond dissociation enthalpy of the following substances F2Cl2 Br2 I2 is the order of bond dissociation enthalpy is true for 1, false for 0. So let us read out the slide student. With an increase inside, the bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. Fluorine has exceptionally low bond dissociation enthalpy because of high electronegativity, but higher than the iodine. So the increasing order of bond dissociation enthalpy Cl2, Br2, F2 and I2. So fluorine is less than chlorine and bromine but more than the iodine. So this is the order. So the correct order is 0. Means whatever the order is given, this is not the correct order. Okay. Next point. Again the similar question they have. Which of the following order is correct for the bond dissociation enthalpy of halogen? So that is fluorine is less than the chlorine and bromine. So this is the correct option B number. You can read out the slide student. The bond dissociation enthalpy of halogen family decreases down the groove. Okay, as the size of the atom increases. The decreasing order of bond dissociation enthalpy of halogen: chlorine 57, bromine 45, fluorine 32 and iodine 35. A halogen molecule having larger atoms should have the low dissociation energy and vice versa. Fluorine is exception because of the interelectronic repulsion is present in a small atom of fluorines. Hence the option B is correct. Okay, that we already kept out the option B. Next point. Next, if you talk about which halogen has the lowest bond dissociation enthalpy, that is I2. Okay, so among the halogens, why is the fluorine has the lowest bond dissociation enthalpy? Considering the fact that fluorine is the smallest and the internuclear distance fluorine molecule has the, this is not student correct. I2 is, if you see the previous question, I2 is having the 35.6, here is 36. So I2 is having the lowest bond dissociation enthalpy. This answer is not correct that much student. Next one. Arrange the following order of the indicated bond dissociation enthalpy: HF, HCl, HBr and HI. So this is student, HF is strongest, then HCl, HBr, HI. The arrangement of the given hydrogen halide increasing order of bond dissociation enthalpy: HF is as highest, HCl, HBr and HI. Okay, next one. Arrange the hydride of group 16 decreasing order of their thermal stability. Okay, leave out the student, no need for this question. Next, bond dissociation enthalpy of this NH3 is there, PS3, AS3, SPS3. So which one will have the highest bond dissociation enthalpy? So the bond dissociation enthalpy is given below. Which of the compound will act as a strongest reducing agent? Strongest reducing agent. So ammonia is the strongest reducing agent, student. You see here, as the bond dissociation energy decreases, reducing nature of the substance increases because of the bond can broken easily and donate the electron easily and make the other substance to be reduced. So the bond dissociation energy is inversely proportional to reducing nature. The order of bond dissociation energy given is NH3, PS3, AS3, SbS3 due to increase in the size of the central atom. So the strongest reducing agent is SbS3. So the strongest reducing agent is SbH3. Hence option number D is correct. Means what they are saying is, student, if you are going down the group, bond dissociation enthalpy decreases, and as the bond dissociation enthalpy decreases, student, the reducing power will be increases. Here you can see this is 255 least bond dissociation enthalpy. Bond energy is highest for SN, G, the carbon is highest. Top to bottom, if you are going, bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. Okay, so first which one will come? Carbon first. Let us read out. Carbon 346, silicon 249, 188 and 140. So this is the highest. So correct option is option number 1. Thank you so much for watching, friends. I hope this will be helpful, students, and if any doubt is there, you can ask me.